Okay, this is a quick home inspection overview of unit 95 FM 9537. So we start in the corner of the house, we go all the way around, and then we do the same thing inside. I would explain a few things. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. It's just explaining. In the event of if you have a problem with your plumbing, you shut it off right here. If something breaks inside, this is where you shut it off. You could also shut it off right here at the meter. So when I came in, I looked to make sure that the meter wasn't running. If it's running, that means that you have an underground leak. All right, as I continue here, it's stucco. Stucco is liquid cement, and the stucco will crack. So you have a few cracks throughout the house, but it is not structural. It's just concrete cracks. If you look over here on the sidewalk, every so many spaces, every 4 to 5 feet, there is what they call an expansion joint. So if concrete is to crack, it will crack on the joints. Obviously, there's no joints here, and stucco will crack. One suggestion would be to pull this back, because if it's next to the house or touching the house, it will bring termites. There are no termites found, so you will get 1 year warranty that if they find termites, they'll treat it for free. As you walk right here into this courtyard, you will see green. This is not mold or bacteria. Basically, it's bacteria, but it's algae. So why did it happen? It happened because this drain right here was supposed to have another drain over here, and what they had was a plug. So I removed the plug and we put a hose through here and we cleaned this drain. When I said we, it was me and the homeowner, because I showed him how to do it. So he's going to clean this out. You just kill it with bleach, 50 or 75-25 combination. You don't have that inside your house. It's okay to be outside. It's basically growth, but not something that you should be concerned as if it was mold or mildew. Okay, so coming inside here, obviously we got a lot of stuff happening. House is occupied. So I'll show you the hot water heater. So it's gas. I'm making sure that it has what they call a drip leg or a sediment leg, and it does. Make sure that it has a protective bollard right here, because it has gas, so you don't want to break it with the car. It is 50 gallons, okay? And again, it's gas. As you can see on the wall, you're going to see some cracks. The crack right there. You're going to see some cracks right here as well on the drywall. Those are called seam cracks. So usually they put the sheets together with compound and tape, and then they crack. It is not a structural crack. A structural would be if one is higher than the other, or it would be zigzag. So how do you fix that? You fix it with painter's caulking, and then you paint. This is how you get to the attic. There's 2 attic accesses. There's one here and another one in the master. So as we continue going on the outside, so as I continue here, I opened this inside. I looked to make sure that it's labeled. And I also pull this out. So there's a picture on the report showing you that how it looks inside. I'm making sure there's no burnt wires, or that they're not using one breaker for more than one use. The irrigation system, I checked it. I put it on manual. You have 2, one in here and one in the back. This is the gas meter. If you do smell gas, you call 911 and you shut it off right here. But my suggestion would be call 911. Here is this is called negative slope, and what's happening is when it's raining, is diluting some of the cover. So how do you fix this? Well, they need to build it back up, because it wouldn't undermine the foundation. So that's how it's repaired. This line right here, it's a sleeve. In other words, a conduit. They think it's future optics. Google is coming all through every neighborhood, and they're supposed to have high-speed optic cables. That's what they said. Now, I think you could opt out if you don't want it, but they're going to be doing that in the future. Okay, so we continue here, and we'll show you when we get to the patio. So here's some stucco cracking here and here. Normally what you would do is repair them all, and more cracks here. You repair that and then you paint the house. Otherwise, it's just going to look like a patch. The hose bib will require a anti-siphon valve. It's a valve you get from Home Depot, Lowe's. It costs like $5, and it prevents the water from the hose to get back into your house. Here we have more seam crack right here. Again, the drywall comes together on 8 feet by 4 feet. Then they put the tape, and then after they put the tape, they would put the compound cracks. Here's more cracks. Not structural. Again, they could be fixed with caulking, flexible caulking, and repainting. Again, all the way around, which is pretty common. I checked all your windows, make sure they're not broken, make sure they're open and closed with no problem. So I check all that. There's another seam right here. So the common denominator seems to be seam cracking all the way around, okay? The irrigation system is drips, so I saw it dripping. The controller for this is on the other side of the fence. Then I walked your roof and I looked for cracked tiles. There were a couple of tiles that were slipped down. I just pushed them back up. So you have no cracked or broken tiles in here. And there's no staining in the up in the attic area. So you continue here, some vegetation. It's part of the inspection to taste the oranges to see if they're sweet, and I did taste them, and they're sweet. It's not really part of the inspection, but I like orange. Anyway, here would be a cap for a ceiling fan or for a light. All right, let's go inside so we can continue. So we go inside here. So I start in one corner of the house, and then I go all the way around. We're going to leave the master bedroom for last because the homeowner is working from there. So I check all these outlets. I check them both ways. I check them with this. Nothing magical with this. It shows you hot, neutral, and ground. I check all the outlets like this, and if it's correct, it's green. It gives me the voltage, and it will say if it's correct or not. So it's correct. As you go around like this, when I come to these are called GFCI. So if your hands are wet, it will do this, and you just have to reset it, okay? So you reset it right on the upper one, okay? So that's with that one. And then I also check it with this wirelessly, okay? So you have no problem with your outlets. I check all the outlets. I check your appliances. This is vented to the exterior right here. I check all your fan, your light, different speed. And I check all this, and you will see pictures and descriptions. The microwave. I have to show you this right here. So this is touch. So in order to work, this has to be open, because if it's closed, nothing happens. So you have to have it open. Fast forward 6 months, 7 months from now, you move it in your house and you do this and do this and do this, and nothing happens. That's because underneath there's a set of batteries that you need to replace. So the batteries obviously go bad. No problem with the lights. I'll follow you. Continue, go here. I checked all these right here in the bathroom as well. This is a loft here. And I check the temperature on this right here. It's a little bit on the high side. It gave me 139 degrees when I test the temperature with my temperature reader here. So they just have to lower the temperature. It's supposed to be between 120 and 125. So as we continue, we're going to go into the master now. I check. So with the floor, I check to make sure that it's solid, and I check all the way around. This is just a golf ball, and if it would not, it would sound hollowed. It would sound. Let me see if I can make the noise so you can hear it. It would sound something like this. but it's solid all throughout. Even though it's a new home, a lot of times they're building these so quickly that they do not wait for the concrete to set, and then the tiles do not adhere. But it's pretty solid all throughout the house. We're gonna go into the master now, and that will be the last spot. All right, so here in the master, here's the master bedroom, and then the master bathroom. Over here we have underneath the grout. We need to put a little bit of grout to seal the grout underneath. There it is on that. I check the sinks, make sure that nothing is leaking. So right here, we need some grout. It could be flexible grout. It could be also an epoxy that you could put in, or caulking. You can buy brown caulking. I check all this right here as well. This is how you get to the attic. So up in the attic, you have the air handler for the air conditioner, and you also have, it's also a heat pump. It's up in the attic with the air handler. We're going to go into the laundry room, but a small gap right here in the master, as you can see here on the floor. So let's go into the laundry rooms. I checked the bathrooms here. One of the diverter doesn't divert all the way up, but you just need the gate to be adjusted. It means that the water doesn't come all the way through in the shower head. So it just needs to be adjusted. And the laundry room, you have a sink, and we check for power and we check for water. The water supply is right here. We don't run these, but we make sure that they have power and water. So, conclusion, the roof is in good shape. Electronically speaking, you don't have much. There's all the electric work, all the plumbing work, no problems under the sink, no broken tiles. You do have some cracked drywall out in the ceiling. You got some drywall cracked in the walls in the garage, and also in the patio area. Drainage problem at the beginning because they were plugging the drain, and a small thing like this anti-siphon valve, which is about $6 that you could get it from Home Depot. The rest is going to be on the report with pictures and descriptions, and then if you have any questions, you call me. All right, thanks. I hope it helps.